This is my wife, Nancy DeRobbio, and as I mentioned before in many of my statements, we have a blended family of 6 children and 11 grandchildren. I want to thank the members of the media for coming today. I've invited you here today to address statements made with regards to the 2014 production of Gilbert and Sullivan's operetta by Providence, and targeted at me personally. This may seem like an odd topic for a press conference. Freedom of speech is one thing. Uninformed opinions that are an assault on one's character and community are hateful and damaging. In these volatile times in our world, we do seek honesty. My motivation to speak out is in response to the reaction of my family, my friends, and my colleagues who know me best. I will also speak as a professional educator and a producer of an art form that many may not know. That art form is opera. Opera is oftentimes misunderstood and often made fun of because of that fact. I'm providing you today on the table to my right with actual photos of the performance of the Mikado that was presented at the Columbus Theater on Broadway in 2014. For those who know Gilbert and Sullivan as authors and composers, it was written in the early 20th century. It is a satire based on British politics of the day. It was set in Japan by the authors, an exotic location that made for a more interesting opera for British audiences. Protesters of Opera Providence performance of the Mikado accused me as president of Opera Providence of being against Asian culture, with yellow-faced makeup, and criticized the casting, without ever having seen our production. Protesters in front of the theater were invited to view the production. They refused. Personal attacks on my character have been made publicly and on social media. This projection of hate is blatantly wrong. I fully realize that this is an election season, and hatred is used in many ways to defame people and their character. This issue was eloquently brought to life by Councilwoman Fontaine this week in a Facebook post, which said, "I'm truly disheartened that hatred vandalism was discovered in my ward. Although I cannot control what people do, I can control how I react. I removed the insensitive vandalism and left a more positive message that hate will not be condoned in our community." As I am given the opportunity to be heard, please hear me out, because this is what I am all about. I have served my country and community as a lifelong educator, president of Opera Providence and its group that provides children's productions called Opportunity. I'm current president of Resources of Recycling for Rhode Island Education. I'm a current lifetime member of the NAACP Providence branch and the former treasurer of that branch. I was a member and chairman of the Rhode Island Ethics Commission, and former president of the Rhode Island Association of Secondary School Principals, former president of the Rhode Island School Committee Association, former board member and chair of the Rhode Island Urban League, a supporter of after-school programs with the Providence After School Alliance, as well as a presenter of programs for middle school students, a sponsor of Jazz is a Rainbow production, which is an offshoot of, which is an offshoot of what's initially funded by the Opera Providence Opportunity Program. Donor and supporter of the Back to School Backpack Program, contributing school supplies for 15,000 backpacks for school children per year. We support 3 orphanages located in South Africa, India, and Haiti, totaling over 3,000 students, 3,000 young people. I'm a proud recipient of the Roy Wilkins Award from the NAACP, and I'm proud to have received the Philanthropy Award from the Providence Performing Arts Center. As I stated, my blended family is culturally and ethically diverse. I'm married to Nancy. We have 6 children, 11 grandchildren. Together, our family unites heritage, history, and roots in Ireland, Italy, Scotland, Poland, Portugal, Brazil, and Japan. Our families continue to blend religious beliefs in the Jewish faith, Christian faith, and Buddhism. We are blessed. This is love in a world that is so harsh and hurtful in these toxic times. We must be the change that we wish to see in the world. We must work together for our children because our future depends on it. Again, my name is Robert DeRobbio. I'm a Democratic candidate for mayor in the city of Providence. And thank you for your time, and thank you for listening. I have pictures of the performance on the table to my right. You can compare them to some of the pictures that you have published or have seen published in various media and see what the difference is. If you would like a complete file of those photos, please just give me your email address and I'll send you the file of the photos that we have from that presentation. And I'm able to answer any questions.
I haven't followed this completely closely, but I believe the one person who's really made this an issue published some email correspondence between you and him or people, and I think you took a somewhat harsh approach. Do you regret sort of the words you used? Forget the actual issue, but do you regret sort of the tone you took in the email exchange back in 2014?
From what I have seen, I believe that the email exchange reflects the correspondence that I had with the owner of the theater. I had signed a contract for certain pieces to be part of our contract. Providence paid $6,000 to utilize that theater. We expected a marquee to be put up, our performance to be noted on the marquee. We expected bathrooms to be cleaned prior to a performance. We expected everything to be ready for us. On the night before the production, we were told by the person in charge that the marquee was not going up. I put up the marquee along with my stage director. And I could not ask the owner of the theater, who at that time was on in years himself. I was not going to go back and ask that. My correspondence is about the service that I received, or the lack of service that I received by the theater. And that should not have been to someone who was paying for the service that I had contracted for.
What about the language that you use on the correspondence?
Probably out of frustration that I was there the night before production and saying I have to get up and present my own production at this theater. I can only say that if the person had come in and viewed the performance and criticized it, we would have discussed it and said, I accept your criticism, or this is the reason why we portrayed what we did after we did careful research on it. There was no coming in and looking at the production. It was a comment of, I know what it's about, you're doing it wrong, cancel the performance. I could not do that.
Do you think the Mikado is still sort of a relevant type of production that we would be doing today? And is it still something we would should be supporting? I mean, given the controversy around productions across the country and around the world?
I have to say that Gilbert and Sullivan summer productions are very much in favor of a lot of people. There are whole companies of Gilbert and Sullivan that perform Gilbert and Sullivan productions. I have seen the Mikado done in a Japanese internment, a Jewish internment camp, which to me was, as a producer, offensive. I think that people have to be very careful in how they present that, but know ahead of time, what they're doing to do research on it. I think you always run the risk of, professional, in education, we have it once the teacher closes the door, you really can't control what's done, in the classroom. Right. I think that that's the same thing that happens with, professional artists. If I might add, this goes beyond attacking Robert DeRobbio. The pictures that are portrayed are pictures of artists who come out of New York City, who come out of Massachusetts, who come out of Connecticut. They all have agents. They are all known for the roles that they perform. And they were selected to do this performance based on their credentials in doing roles from Gilbert and Sullivan.
Right.
So it not only defames perhaps my character, but it's also hurting their future roles and their future livelihoods in doing Gilbert and Sullivan productions.
Are you still head of Opera Providence?
We did.
Okay. And I guess, if you could do it all over again, if you had a complete redo, would you have approached it the same exact way?
I can only tell you that Opera Providence put in a stage production of Tremonisha, which is one of the few lesser-known operas from Scott Joplin, and it required an all-black cast, and it received acclaim throughout the city of Providence. So in answer to your question, it would depend on the audience, it would depend on what they want to see, and it would depend on how well they know the production.
While you're up there, news just comes down just before this started that Representative or former Rep John Carnevale can't run based on a plea deal. Any reaction?
I didn't know that, but I would say that would be appropriate. I was surprised when he couldn't run.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you a racist?
No.
Explain why.
The racist is the worst one.
So for the guy claiming with the pictures, you're racist against Japanese, are you racist against Latinos or African American?
I can only offer you a view of my staff behind you and my family that I've listed and let you make that determination. Saying yes or no really doesn't answer your question. If I say yes, you'll say I have this occasion where I can prove that you are. If I say no, I have this occasion where I can prove, or you say yes. My support is the people that are behind me. And if you just turn the camera the other way and take a picture of those people or ask them any questions, I am sure that can satisfy your question.
Other than that, how's the campaign going? We're 5 weeks out.
Again,
It's hot.
It's hot. I am very encouraged by what I hear on the street and talking with people and shaking hands with people. I am encouraged by what my workers, my campaign staff brings back from the field. They are encouraged as they walk the streets and go out and meet with people. I believe that we're doing very, very well. I look forward to tomorrow night's debate at Martin Luther King School.